Good afternoon, everyone. Just wanted to touch base with you guys again on getting to the core or the root of your emotion. Put a brief video out yesterday. For some reason, I had half of my head cut off. I'll continue to work on that as I get my camera working skills up. But I think that this video has a lot of value, especially when it comes to being smart about diving deeper and getting underneath the surface level of emotion that you experience. When I say or use the term surface level emotion, think of the overt stuff that you do. So the outward things that you do. So the lashing out, the getting upset, the getting frustrated, losing emotional control. Those are typically overt behaviors, right? Things that we can't control. They just come out of nowhere. But in most cases, I can assure you that there's an emotion underneath that overt behavior or overt emotion that you're expressing that has not been addressed, right? And the way that you address it is these quick 5 steps. Number 1, when you're experiencing an overwhelming emotion, you want to ask yourself, how do you feel, right? If you're angry, frustrated, upset, jealous, whatever the case may be, once you identify what that emotion is, ask yourself, why are you experiencing that emotion? What about another person, thing, environment, whatever the case may be, is bringing that emotion up out of you? The second thing that you want to ask is, why do you feel that way about it, right? So the question becomes, why is this emotion so strong? Why is this something that bothers you so much? Why is this something that's affecting you to that degree or to the point where you're willing to lose emotional control over it? The third question that you got to ask yourself is, are there any benefits to expressing this emotion in this way? Right? So are there any benefits to fighting? Are there any benefits to arguing? In some cases, there may be. Like, you may find a benefit to arguing. You may find a benefit to not necessarily fighting, but lashing out or losing emotional control. And in those cases, I challenge you to really look at if it's a benefit or if it's something that you've just learned over time and then it became a learned behavior, right? So you feel like it's a benefit, but it's really not. Fourth question that you want to ask yourself is, who did I learn this from, right? So who did I learn this behavior from? Who did I grow up with that showed me that this is something that's okay to express, or this emotion is okay to express? And then the last thing I want you to ask, once you identify who you learned that way of expressing your emotion from, is, were they right? Right? Were they always right when they expressed that emotion? So again, if they were angry a lot, if they were frustrated, jealous, lashing out, were they always right? 9 times out of 10, the question or the answer to that question is they weren't, right? There was probably a better way to handle that situation, but they didn't dive deeper and look underneath the surface emotion and get to that underneath stuff. Most of the time, when we talk about the underneath emotions, those are the emotions that we haven't been told that it's okay to express. So the fear, the abandonment, anxiety, all of these things that we experience that we may not have been brought up to express, those are the surface or underneath emotions, that we need to dive deep into if we want to start learning how to manage our emotions and effectively delegating our emotions so that others feel comfortable around us. Hopefully this video helps, and I'll see you guys next week.